So hello and welcome to the history of the Metacrisis. Today I have the great pleasure of hosting to my show my friend Thomas Reis. He's a German citizen, a scientist, and a blogger. Thomas is a photovoltaic engineer, low and high-tech developer, and blogger based in Bochum, Germany. He's passionate about solar energy, sustainable solution, and global health. He has participated in research projects in Zambia and Tanzania through the Weill Cornell Medicine Center for Global Health. And he also co-founded an infectious disease interest group at VPNS, right?
Wow, this is okay.
Yeah, he blogs about various topics related to climate change, innovation, and social impact on Twitter, energy blogger, and the zweibel.de. He is always looking for new challenges and opportunities to make a positive impact and difference to the world. And some of the articles that he has recently written are titled, have the provocative titles like Bubble Barrier for Ice Management, How to Upcycle Plastic Waste into Cool Roofing Material for Warmer Climates, and How to Liquidate Floating Plastic Debris on Your Boat into Diesel Fuel. So, Thomas, welcome to the history of the Metacrisis.
Hello, welcome.
I'm very pleased to have you here. I would like to start by introducing you to our public. Please tell us what was your life trajectory, how you became interested in all these problems. I know this is
difficult.
Yeah. Please walk us through your life and through your interest that got you blogging on this stuff with quite a big base of followers.
Mm-hmm. I think it started in the childhood with Steiner. He's a philosopher, was a philosopher, and Rudolf Steiner, and also the Demeter culture is from his idea. This is this culture of respecting the soil.
Demeter was a ancient Greek goddess. You know?
Yes, and Demeter is the brand, and you can buy a biological bread and so on based on the ideas of Rudolf Steiner. But later I was a software developer, and I worked for the national in Vienna for the government, and they have had a huge energy problem because they have so many computers, and I was thinking we can solve this better. Yes, and so I started to think about energy and computing and this data centers on so one step after the other. And so I started also to write and read about peak oil and so on. When this was the former times, peak oil was a big interest, and then the whole peak oil community also went more to the climate catastrophic, because 20 years ago it became more and more clear that there is a problem with the climate and it is increasing. And then I thought about it, and then I came over some ideas like the albedo increasing, ocean albedo increasing. This is the bubble idea, and also the law is that the smaller the things are, the slower it pops. It's rising. When the bubble is very small, it rises very slow. This is a law because the pressure of the water, and this was very interesting, and nobody really is interested in this. I don't know. Also, we can use these bubbles for torpedoes. They use it for torpedoes to increase their velocity in underwater, but you can also use it for good for a bubble. What is called? Fluid. My English in talking English is difficult for me. Lubricant, bubble lubricant. Yes, you press bubbles under your under your boat, and therefore it swims up, and you need less fuel. This was the idea, and a provocative idea is also to use these bubbles for noise or currents, to not get the warm currents into the Arctic or Greenland. Yeah.
How does that work? How does this solution? How do you fabricate these bubbles? How do you make them?
You can just with air, pressure air, yes. But you need this small nano nozzles, special nozzles, and this is the problem. And there is some funding, I think, in US. And also maybe you make it it's better with some noise and air, yes. But this is there are ways, and also somebody does it. Yes, we produce these high velocity what is called rockets. Yes. It must be possible, but the nozzles are the problem. Yes, it's the same problem you face when you make marine cloud brightening. Yes, the smaller the droplets, the brighter the cloud gets. Yes, and the same is under the water. And this is all the trick. Yeah, there are many
I
people.
see in your posts. I'm your followers. I'm your follower, and I see that you always, but very often, are tweeting and writing about the climate change, the whole agenda of climate change. And I see that you are quite frightened of the whole development. We have fallen on an exponential curve.
Yes.
Everything happens really fast right now.
Yes.
So what are your findings, and what are you follow the whole agenda? Please walk us through what is happening right now to the world.
The problem is programmers are lazy people. I'm also a programmer, and they're lazy, and mostly you have a scientist and meteorologist, and then you have a programmer. Yes, but not many meteorologists do programming. Yes, and programming is boring and takes a lot of time. Yes, but science is only funded for 3 years, and you cannot make a good climate model in 3 years. Yes, so impossible. Therefore, they are all not so perfect. Now we see since last year very, very, very clear that the most climate models are underestimating the sensitivity of the clouds. And I think there are two factors, first, or three. First, the less sulfur is coming into the ships, so less sulfur in the air, so less clouds, but also more heat will also scatter clouds, yes, and reduce their brightness, and reduce the space and so on. And this was very, very brightly, or what can I call it? This was underestimated because of different factors. Because people want
we didn't have the computational ability to factor in all the different factors in the past. I believe
it's difficult. It's just difficult. or understanding clouds is nearly impossible, I think.
The whole climate is a chaotic system, and we are not equipped with the biological capacity to understand and to intuitively grasp the chaotic system how in all its different aspects. But right now, with our computational capabilities developing, we can see things better. And we understand that we are very close to a doom scenario. I don't see a lot of room for us to escape a catastrophic event, because the time is sorting out very fast, and we continue business as usual.
Yes.
what do you think that the contribution of our political systems, or the non-contribution actually, to the necessary solutions that we need right now, is, and how can we cure it? Because right now we see that our political system, democratic governance, is incapable of coming up with the right solutions fast. Well, democracy is very costly in terms of money and in terms of time. And right now we don't have much time. What is your thinking on these problems? Right now you're a German citizen. You have the biggest green
Austrian,
party.
that does not matter.
You're Austrian, okay. But in Germany, you have the biggest green party in Europe.
Yes.
It is in government right now, but we don't see much of green solutions coming up from Germany.
Yes.
How is that happening?
I think there's firstly it's a predicament and there's no real solution. I think yes. I think it will all go down the road, and democracy will also, complexity will be reduced. Yes, and like in Greek, the cities will be again smaller democracy. Yes, not a whole nation, but smaller entities. Yes, it will go down. I think we must wait it up. Yes, there's no solution. Yes, I discuss this always. There are several techniques, or climate healing, or climate after the complexity goes down. So democracy.
So we are going towards a great simplification, you believe?
Yes. After the great simplification, we have to have the knowledge to make some climate restoration or nature restoration. Yes, and it will be in smaller groups, not so big democracy. This does not work. We are not made for this big government and so on.
Yeah, but it really worked. The counter argument is that big government really worked quite well for the last 300-400 years.
Yes, it's true. But we have had a lot of natural resources and fossil fuels. Yes, and this will end. Anyway.
The other day I've been discussing, and this was a disaster actually that happened 2 days ago. I've been discussing with Richard Heinberg, the writer of Power.
Yeah.
And this is also what Richard told me, that the last 300-400 years we have had the opportunity to use a big amount of cheap energy, and actually no cost energy, which came through fossil fuels.
Yes.
And through energy, we can do pretty much everything.
Yes.
That's why the population boomed. That's why technology boomed. That's why big state was created, it was funded, and it was operated. But right now, we're running out of fossil fuels. Actually, we're running out of the cost of fossil fuels to the environment. Because nobody factored in the environmental costs and damages that the fossil fuel, because we didn't know at the time. But right now, we know. And we understand that we have to climb down that ladder. Do you think we can make it? Because people, as you said, well, I don't know if people are lazy, but we certainly do have cognitive dissonance. And we have denial. This is this is factored in our brain. Yes. And this was actually an instrument that helped us develop as a species.
Yes.
But right now, denial and cognitive dissonance is becoming an obstacle to overcome. So how do you think we will manage? Are you an optimist or a pessimist toward this?
Both. I don't. One day pessimist, one day optimist. Yes, it depends on my mood. Yes, today I'm fine. I think we'll do it. But tomorrow I will say no. We won't do it. Yes. But the Planck feedback is a very strong one. Yes, the warmer something gets, the more transparent the atmospheric window becomes. Therefore, it will not go Venus. Like, yeah, I have done some online calculators and I published it on my blogs. So therefore, the Planck feedback will save us, yes, from the climate system. But oil will decline, yes, and so our complexity will go back, yes, and lately a friend of us told me children will grow up in a different world, yes, and they will adapt. For us old people, it is catastrophic, yes, the nations disappearing and the big the things, wars and so on.
Do you think we can escape wars?
No.
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 And this is actually my biggest nightmare, because right
Yes.
now we do have catastrophic abilities in our hand.
Yeah.
Since we have so many nuclear powers,
Yes.
and so many conflicting interests among those powers.
Yes.
We can, well, for a species that has given itself the name sapiens, we don't see much sapiens.
No.
So yes, the international system and the nations maybe climb down the tree, the ladder of the big government. We may become local again.
Yes.
But can we really avoid a big catastrophe? This is my biggest question, because we have shown ourselves to be really warlike people. We like destroying things. We like destroying each other. We like destroying the nature. Even if we understand the consequences, we cannot factor in the future. So how do you think we can cope with all these different interlinking agendas and different necessities that all strike in at the very present? They are coming. It is the first time in our history, I believe. All the previous wars were happening for what happened in the past. We have had grievances. But right now, war is coming from the future, from the future that everybody is afraid of. How do you think we can cope with this first there is no way out, you believe? What can we do as people? What can we do as individuals?
I think I have also a German collapse group, and we are doing emotional prepping, yes, to prep or to conserve a knowledge for the simple after simplification, like Richard Hamburg tells us, or Nate Hagen, and so on. This is something we can do. Yes, we can preserve some patches, some spaces. I hope sea level rise will not be so fast, so that we can save something. Yeah, but I don't think there will be some world war or some Marshall Plan like effort. Like Germany, you told it us. Yes, it has a Green Party, but also the Green Party is, for me, much too optimistic. Yes, this is not talking the truth. Yes, but about peak of the resources declining, and or how much fish we have lost. Yes, you live in Greece. Everybody knows, who's older, how rich the sea was, the Mediterranean Sea.
We only have to give one statistic about the sea resources. 98 years ago, we have had, well, in 98 years, let me put it that way, we have lost 95% of the sea resources.
Yeah.
So right now we have 4.8% of what we used to have 98 years ago. This is an amazing statistic. We have really effed up. And we don't really know what the consequences are. And right now it is accelerating. The destruction of the seas is accelerating. They are becoming warmer and warmer with less and less oxygen, more and more nitrogen.
Yes.
So we are actually poisoning the sea life.
I sometimes I compare it like a Cold War, yes, on sea, because every government is subsidizing his own fishery. So the subsidy goes up and up and up and up. And the vessels got bigger, 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 and so the nets. And it's like a offshore war about resources. Yes, and this is hurting also the clouds. Yes, we have a lot of less activity of algae, and the algae produce this DMS and also sulfate. And they also hurting the clouds, and therefore the clouds also scatter, yes, and go back, and they'll less albedo. And this is an circle. I'm very disappointed that the European Union is continuing subsidizing the fisheries, yes. And it's also not good for the fisher people. Yeah, the local fisher people have nothing from the subsidies. It's only for these big vessels, for the international vessels. They get a lot of subsidies. Yes.
Yes, and the fishermen really at least we have a lot of fishermen here in Greece.
Yes,
and the small fishermen, they have because they have learned it through their fathers and grandfathers. They have an ecological mindset.
Yes.
They know how much they can take out of the sea and what they need to leave behind.
Yes.
While the big vessels, they take everything out.
Everything. Yes.
And this is everything. They really how do you say that? They really forage the whole sea. They create massacres. And when you take the offspring of the fishes out, there is not going to be any future fishes.
No. This is like the trees, yes. There are mother trees or mother fish. The older they get, the more fertilized they are. Yes. You also have to let one tree standing. Yes, the mother tree. Yes, because she or he or the big trees are much more productivity and for offspring. Also, the big fish have a bigger productivity than small young ones. Yes, but the big are all gone. Yes.
Yes. Is it? Do you believe a problem of the way we have organized our societies, our economies, and our political systems? Because I believe that capitalistic neoliberalism or neoliberal capitalism is actually a take-all ideology. This is an ideology of don't leave anything behind.
Yes.
Scrap it all out.
Yes.
And as long as we keep this mindset and as long as we have this attitude towards each other and towards nature, we cannot really find cooperative solutions. We cannot really find a way of coexisting with nature.
Yes.
We have separated ourselves from nature. We see nature as something distant from our nature, something that lies ahead, far away, and that's something that is there for us to exploit, while it is our own home. Nature doesn't really need us. We need nature. Nature can do very well. It has done 4.5 billion years without us.
Yes, true.
The human species only exists, I don't know, 300, 400,000 years, something like that. Some say 1 million years even.
Yes.
But compared it with 4.5 billion years, this is a tiny fracture. And we have managed in this tiny fracture of time not to conquer nature, but to be conquered by nature. Right now, we are at the point of extinction. Nature will do just fine. It may take it, I don't know, 500 million years, which is okay. It will do. But we're not going to survive this. And the more you discuss it with people, the less they want to hear it.
Yes. Party till the end.
Yes, but this is a discussion you cannot bring up in the family dinner.
Oh,
You're-
yes, it's difficult. Yes.
it's difficult.
Yes.
How do you think? Yeah, and this is also a problem that I have with green parties and ecological organizations. Yes, they are not saying the truth, and their official explanation is because the general public is going to be so much afraid,
Yes.
and so much freezed out,
Yes.
that then
It's
they
crazy.
cannot develop policy agendas.
This is stupid.
This is stupid, exactly, because democracy is based on truth.
Yes.
Without truth, the democracy cannot survive this. And maybe this is why we have all these far extreme parties coming up.
Yes.
They
feel something is wrong. Yes. They feel it. Yes. We also feel it. Yes. And everybody feels it. But no, only little people have the time or the heart or the mindset like us nerds. Yes.
Yes.
to try to understand this chaotic thing. Yes. And I've also had in my youth, I was in an environmental
organization.
Thank you. And they never. We also asked, we young asked the older one, why we don't talk about climate change? Yes, about the catastrophic things going on. No, we have to calm down. Yes, this is always calm down. The people do not. Yes,
which is the exact opposite direction that needs to be taken. Right now, we need to awaken people, not to calm them down, because the catastrophe is there. It's not going to wake. Well, it's going to happen no matter if we are calm or if we are awakened.
Yeah,
it will come.
Yes, it will come. It doesn't matter if we look or talk about it, but it would help in the last days. Yes, when we're more honest to ourselves. Yes. Many will not do the same. Yes, it will change a little bit. Maybe it will slow down all. Yes, for me it is crazy to hurry up and run after the money. Yes, or the resources. We have to be careful. What will we do? We have to ask ourselves philosophical. What will we do with the resources? Or the last stable climate days and so on. Yes, what kind of food do we want in future and so on. Yeah, fish
and
is
how we're
over.
going to produce it.
Sorry,
we don't have, and how we're going to produce it. We don't have much
soil. All these things. Yes, and how many people? Yeah, we should prepare, but we don't.
Yes, this is.
Yes.
This is actually the unsolvable question right now.
Yes.
We know what we need to do, but we cannot come up with real solutions. Some are putting all their money on the debt of technology, exponential technologies, artificial intelligence is going to create the necessary solutions, new resources of energy, new ways of cultivating our food.
Yes.
What is your position on the new technologies, exponential technologies, and how do you think they can contribute negatively or positively, or both?
I've done some. I think AI is a Jevons problem. Yes, you on all the technologies, because the more we produce of these, the more energy they need, yes? And the more complexity we put in the system, the more energy it needs. But when we have it is declining, yes. Because there are less heavy fuels on the market. Fuels are declining. Diesel is declining. And yes, but it will go back. I think sometime we have now the peak of complexity, and it will be reduced. A data center for artificial intelligence is super expensive. The CPUs and the EPUs, or you name it, are super expensive. Very high subsidies are necessary to run an AI language model. You need huge databases. No, it cannot be. It will not help us. Yes, this is only a step further in the energy extravaganza. Yes, we waste energy, unbelievable. Yes,
and then there is also a very big societal cost. What are we going to do with us, with people, when we are not going to be obliged to work every day?
Yes.
When we are not going to be necessary to the warlords?
Yes.
Because the human beings were always necessary for the lords of the world, for either as armies, either as people for the army, or either as producers, as staff for the factories, or as cultivators of the land. Right now, we are coming to an age where people are going to be unnecessary to the system.
Yes.
Yes, and this is a very big question mark in my mind. Because when people are doing nothing, they start fighting with each other. And the same happens with states. When they have nothing to do, they find the best solution. Okay, let's do a war.
Yes, get rid of it. Get rid of something crazy thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do you think we are going to cope with all these different agendas? How are you coping personally? Yeah.
Difficult.
Depressions,
deep depression.
I believe that depression is the necessary way forward.
Yes.
We need to pass through the stage of depression in order to understand the position that we stand for, and then come up with bright solutions, maybe, or with bright cooperative approaches, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. I don't know if we will manage, because we have a 10,000 years of history after the big states and the big gods and the empires were created, and the city-states and everything. After the agricultural revolution, actually, when we moved from horticultural organization to agricultural organization. Then we created the city-states, which created the big government and the big gods. But we have a 10,000, 8,000 years of history, let's say. Our psychology and our biology is computed the way we are right now. And right now, the environment is changing that rapidly that we cannot cope with the rhythm of the change. And this is creating anxiety, because our biology creates cortisol when we have different inputs to our brain so rapidly happening. And when you have stressed out people, the most common development is fighting.
Okay.
So this is an unsolvable question mark in my mind. The more I think about it, the less solutions I find.
Yes.
Is this also happening to you? Is this a common experience?
Yes.
Okay, we the very few should come together and start discussing. Let's create, I don't know, a movement, a network.
Yes. Many are contacting me, and they meet each other. This is a German group, and we meet just now, and I hope I can give it to some people, and then die a quiet death. Yes, and not in war. Yes, or starving to death or something like this.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yes. My both grandfathers have been in war, and this is not funny. It's not funny.
No.
No, it's not funny.
And Also, Richard was telling me the other day, the problem with war is that when war starts,
Yes.
nothing else develops. Nothing else.
Ah.
Everything else stops.
Yes. Only war machine. Yes. Mm.
Only the war machine works, and
Yes.
for the interest of the war.
Yes.
So if we were going to start, and right now we see more and more wars. I've published a paper last
Yes.
July. I call it the USA, China, and Russia in the Thucydides trap. Because I believe that the big states are going for big wars right now.
Yes.
The great simplification may come very, very rapidly, may come very brutally,
Yes.
and without any political will behind it. Because we have created a superorganism, which is our human species, that has its own needs,
Yes.
without being able to conceive itself, to have a consciousness.
Okay.
And this is something that happened too fast for our biological time.
Yes.
As a species.
Yes.
And it progresses too fast, but it's still an infant. It has the sensitivity and the sensibility and the consciousness of an infant.
Yes.
So infants, they cry, and whenever they need something, they don't respond very well.
No.
This is what I believe what we are doing right now. We are behaving like an infant with the mental abilities and the
Yes.
mental capabilities of a newborn. Of a newborn. Which is really sad because we have great scientists yelling out the truth every day.
Yes.
But then you have media playing, I don't know, the next agenda about growth. Yeah, the next 4-year cycle of elections.
Yes.
Yeah, which is again and again the same thing that brought us to this place.
Yes. Yes, it's always everywhere. We know Greece have had great politicians, but nothing changes. This is the metastasis of this industrial civilization or war machine. Greece has a huge war machine, but it is not from their will. Yes, because Germany is afraid of the border. Yes, from Asia. You know, and this is crazy. Yes,
This is
although
crazy.
yes, it's not normal. And this niveau of speaking is deteriorating every day. Yes, and I can remember people talked of intellectuals talked in the TV. Yes, in former times. Now
yes. When we were young, I believe we have the same age approximately. When we were young, you could talk intellectuals and academics on public broadcast.
Yes.
Every now and then. Right now, they don't have airtime. Not at all. They have disappeared.
This is nothing. No intellectuals or some crazy philosophers here in Austria paid one, but they are not talking about resources, not about nature, not about catastrophic ecological destruction of the soil and the woods here in Austria. Nothing.
And those that do talk, they have to talk to public audiences or, I don't know, to YouTube videos on their own.
Yeah.
And then it is your responsibility as a citizen to find them and try to understand the problem.
Yes. But this is
actually, the whole system is organized in order not to promote this kind of agendas, which are the necessary agendas. This is actually why I created this podcast.
Yes.
In order to discuss, to bring forward the necessary subjects to be discussed.
Yes.
This is the same happening in Austria, in Germany, and in Central Europe right now.
Yes, in Central Europe, it's the same. We ignore the catastrophic condition of our woods, the dryness, the glaciers are collapsing. or too much water because of the heat and the ability of the air to suck water up is increasing. But no, some people talk about this, but mostly they talk about, I don't know,
Growth.
the right movement or something. Yes, I even do not understand how stupid or how unintellectual the public discussion can be. Yes, we talk about, I don't know, or if you can buy our flats in future or social house movement, stupidity. Yes, or if the cars are too big, cars will vanish anyway. Yes, cars will vanish. It doesn't matter if the electric or internal combustion machines. This is a short time we have cars. Yes, it will vanish anyway. Anywhere. This discussion or CO2 reduction is for me. Yes, okay, it will happen. Yes, after the great simplification, we all know, or great transition. You if you talk in Heinberg words, yes, and therefore, but people talk to talk, yeah, not to make sense, yeah. Nowadays, in Central Europe, it's the same. It's more entertainment. It's Kappa, or what was the singer? He told us it was the entertainment of the political is the entertainment of the industrial civilization, military industrial civilization. It was the singer, or I think Kappa, or I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a famous singer.
Well, you're talking about entertainment. The other day, I've been watching a Krishnamurti discussion from the 80s, 1980.
Yeah.
Krishnamurti was one of the greatest philosophers, I believe, in the 20th century.
Mm-hmm.
And where he was explaining that the computer is coming and we are externalizing all our mental capacities to the computer. And right now we are not in the position of thinking properly because we have put our mental capacity within a machine that is doing the thinking for us. And we are only capable of entertainment. Religion is entertainment as politics is entertainment right now. We don't deal with either religion, spirituality, or with philosophical matters or with political matters deeply. We care about them only superficially.
Yes.
Yes, we will go and vote the guy A or the lady B or whoever, and then we are very happy that we have done our democratic duty.
Yes.
We are proud of ourselves. Yes, but without understanding the real issues.
Yeah.
And the politicians also, because I come from, do have a political background. Some 25 years ago, I've been elected as the president of the youth committee of ETUC, European Trade Union Confederation. I was an organizer of the trade unions. Right now, we have no public discussion in the trade unions, no public discussion in political parties, no public discussion in great institutions like the European Parliament, the European Commission. The whole discussions are superficial.
Yes.
And most of the laws that are being written by lobbyists, not by the same politicians that we elected.
No.
So the whole machine is problematic right now.
Yes.
And if you ask people, if you're doing this conversation that we're having right now with ordinary people, they can understand the subjects. But you have to really devote time and energy to explain the subjects.
Yes.
And they are very interested if you do that. But nobody does that. Nobody cares for the citizen.
No.
This is so disappointing that it's actually beyond disappointment. This is meta-disappointment.
Yes, absolutely true. The lobby in Brussels is crazy. Also in the government itself or in the smaller districts, it's crazy. It's crazy. I was also in the local Local politics, and I know some local politics, and it's the same. It is all about back kicks. Yes. What can I
Yes,
get? How much back kicks can I get? How fast can I get rich when I'm in
yes,
politics? They do not care about the ordinary people. It is always corruption, corruption, corruption. Yes. It is getting no. Austria or Central Europe is very, very small structured in Germany, and it's so corrupt. This is crazy.
yes. Do you find another solution to different political systems? Right now, we see China rising, which has a completely different political culture, political institutions, completely different philosophy. It has a holistic philosophy instead of an individualized one.
Yes.
Do you think that China or a different model of society can bring forward the necessary solutions? Or
I
not?
think I think China is doing quite well. Yes, it is. Their companies are not 100% owned by an individual. Also, 50% is always owned by the people. Yes, but it also has its blind eyes on the destruction of the nature, China. But this could work better, I think. Also, like you, we can for certain we could have in past make better decisions, more social decisions, and not so capitalized, centralized ideas. But we missed it. We missed the window of opportunity, possibility. We missed the window. We let it pass. Yes, maybe in future there will be smaller entities, and they are like easier to government. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, and
Okay.
more this. Yeah, this would be more possible, I think. But in this complexity, and this system is wrecked. I
Yeah.
think.
Well, the Greeks, actually, the ancient Greeks, always believed that the city-state is
Yes, the city state.
the ideal size for
Yes,
a state.
yes,
They didn't believe in empires. And
no,
Alexander, when he conquered Greece and then he moved for Asia, he was actually blamed as blasphemous against
yeah,
the Greek philosophy.
yes.
And then it was Romans who copied Alexander, and then there were all these great empires that were happening, which became bigger and bigger and bigger, losing the necessary background for a state to operate.
Mhm. I've read a book about how people in past jumped into the civilization, but also moved also back. Yes, the city was for 10, 20 years to live as a slave or a citizen, and then go back to the land, to the countryside. Yes, it was more flexible. I don't know which book this was, but it is describing this not so solid. Yes, civilization. We have to give up the civilization. We have maybe, I think, do it like the old Greece and say, okay, smaller entities, and we can also leave the city and go in the countryside. Yes, some
Yes.
years. Yes, and it's not.
If we leave any countryside to exist, which is becoming
It existed, yes. If it's not burned, it's not too
yeah,
hot. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. This year, the 2023 was really crazy. We have had
Yes.
December here in Greece. Well, in Christmas time, when I was young, in Christmas time, actually, since November, we have had all the mountains covered with snow and I don't know, freezing temperatures, -5, -10. This year at the Christmas day, I've been in the sea because it was 23 degrees Celsius. 23 degrees.
Yes,
In 25
crazy.
December. This is absolutely mad.
Yes.
I could not believe it. If you're
Here in
going right
Austria,
now,
it is also super hot. It's super hot here in Austria. Yes, it's crazy hot.
Yeah, I don't know. Ski is not going to be an option in
No,
the future, I
no, it's
believe.
not. No way.
Snowboarding, that is my favorite sport. I will
Yes,
not be
me
able
mine
to.
too.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but I don't know. Last year I've been in Solden, go snowboarding. Do you
Yes,
know Solden?
certain,
And
yeah.
it was, I don't know, 3 out of 24 pitch open
Yes,
in January,
it's
which
crazy.
is mad.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. This is not sustainable. This will take some years, and then a great war, or it looks like
It
looks
looks like.
like atomic war. Mhm.
Yeah, but if you ask people, if you do, I don't know, a public survey with 8 billion people and ask them,
Yeah.
do you like war? Are you for war? Nobody's gonna answer yes.
Yes.
Nobody, even the warlords, they don't
Yes.
like war. Even
No,
I don't
no.
know, the generals of the army, they don't like war.
Yes.
But then war happens.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
I don't.
Yeah, some people that
It's
they are
the oldest
oppressed.
question.
Yeah.
I think it's the oldest question of humankind, or why are we so stupid? Yes. Why
And to
can't we
repeat the same mistake and the same
Yes.
mistake and the same, again and again and again.
again? We cannot learn from history.
Yeah, no. And what is sad actually is that we copy history. We
Yes.
copy history in its worst moments.
Yes.
We
It's
always
crazy.
innovate in great ways, because I find some innovations to be really great.
Yes.
We have come up with brilliant solutions during the 200 last years.
Yes.
That's why the population boomed. That's why we live longer lives and healthier
Yeah.
lives and everything. But that has real consequences. That comes with a cost.
This comes as a cost, yes.
That
This will cost us our lives.
we're realizing afterwards.
Yes.
But I believe that if we don't come up really fast with real solutions, the ultimate price that is going to be paid by our society is no future. I'm not that optimist about our survival, because if you were going to for a full-scale war between the superpowers,
No.
well, we know about the nuclear winter since the 70s.
Yes.
2 years of nuclear winter will kill the whole nature. Oral
Yes.
food supplies. You don't need to die from the war.
No.
You will starve to death afterwards.
Yes.
And this is becoming a more and more possible scenario for our future.
Yes.
I've been running a company. We've been dealing with futures analysis and calculating risks
Yes.
for the shipping companies, for the multinational organizations, for states, for governments, and everything. And I've done the maths some 2 months ago about the possibility of a nuclear war. It is in 2015 it was less than 3%, and right now it has risen to 11%.
Yeah.
This is really amazing. We have 1 in 10 chances of going to nuclear war right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is a huge number, has never happened in the past.
Maybe it's maybe localized. Yes, but it looks like, yeah. I'm speechless. Sorry.
Yeah, I understand. Everybody, when it comes to big problems like that, we are all speechless.
What I can do is providing some cooling techniques and ideas, but I'm alone. Yes.
Yeah.
And when I go to my government and ask them, please, can I have some cash for researching better, more efficient, or cooler way of making PV or energy, they look at me and say, who are you? Why? There's a solution. The green are saying this is the right way. And they say, no, maybe not. Maybe we can improve it, or maybe Africa needs some cooling, or wildlife needs some cooling. For example, the coral reef in Australia needs some shading with bubble or something like this. Why? Nobody says this.
Yes.
totally not understand this. Yes, that we have to think about loud. Yes, and we also need some cash. Yes, but government are blind. Government are blind about energy. They do not understand this, or the whole. I have done some software for governments, yes, for local and bigger ones, and the structure as a whole is not intelligent. Yeah? It can do some bureaucratic things and some controlling things, but the whole it's very stupid, the system. Yeah? And it is also blind against the growth and all those Metacrisis. There's also the super huge things that are going on. Yeah, it's just governments are blind, and I have no clue how to to get through the media blurb. Yes,
Yeah.
and I've no clue. No clue.
What do you think? What is that? What are the responses that you are getting? You have a really big fan bases, followers
Yes,
base.
the most. Some say it's stupid. Yes, you're crazy, mostly, or some are going with me. Yes, I think there are many people understanding the meta crisis. Yes, all the whole danger about our complexity and so on. And Richard Heimberg and so on, peak oil or peak climate, as I call it. People understand it, yes, but yes.
They also have an ordinary life. They need to go to.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, and they like to get to suck into the ordinary life and do the same things as always, and not think about if is this right what I'm just doing. Yeah, they do not question what I do. Yes, they do not question. Are we on the right transition? Yes. Is this energy transition really working, or is it stupid? This is just, is it in scale and time working for us? No, it does not work in time and scale. Electrification was something good and great. I love it. And I love to build PV installations and solar, but it will not work in scale and in time. Yes, we cannot subsidy this huge extravaganza of energy. Yes, we cannot replace it with solar. This is not possible. We need some
Fossil fuels.
Yes. Well, fossil fuels, when they will go away anyway. Yes, they will leave us. Yes, and this is I don't understand. People are I don't understand. We are not prepared.
Especially. No, I totally get you. Sorry. I don't know what happened here. It was my GSM. Especially right now, people, I believe, because they have all these kind of different problems. They have their economic realities. Our financial systems are in big trouble all around Europe.
Yes.
Even when the government is trying to do something which is in the right direction, you have different interest groups revolting. We have seen that in Germany right now with your farmers that revolted against for the subsidies for fossil fuels.
It's okay. I understand them.
Yes, because their specific interests are hurt, economic interests.
Yes.
But then again, if you see the big picture, they have to grasp with the reality that fossil fuel is hurting also their futures.
Yes.
But nobody's talking about how we could do the tractors, the tractors that are cultivating the land solar, for instance.
Yes.
Or sustainable in some kind of way.
Yes.
We are addicted to fossil fuels. We are addicted to oil. And every addiction takes time and personal will that we seem to be missing.
Yeah, I missed it also. Yeah. Hmm?
We got ourselves into big trouble.
Yes.
Okay. So let me thank you for your time. I know that you don't have much of
Alexandros, yes.
time
Thank you.
left. Thank you for being in the history
Thank
of the
you.
Metacrisis.
I'm sorry for my
you-
English. Yes.
No, your English are great. Let's discuss again whenever you have something else interesting to tell us.
Yes.
Some new article, some new technology that you would like to speak about. And let's see how we can promote your bubble technology. If you
Yes.
think that if you think that this can work, let's discuss it more.
Yes. Thank you.
Excellent, Thomas. Let me stop recording here.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much for being in the history of the Metacrisis.
Thank you. Thank you.